All right, a really exciting night ahead of us. And leading off is Lonni Alameda, head coach of Florida State University. Lonni Alameda owns over 45 years of college coaching experience and has guided Florida State to a 2018 national championship and national runner-up finishes in 2001 and 2003. Steering the ship of one of the nation's top teams, Coach Alameda's resume at Florida State includes 5 Women's College World Series appearances and 9 Super Regionals, 10 ACC regular season and division titles, and 8 ACC tournament titles in a row. That's impressive. The 6-time ACC Coach of the Year has led the Seminoles to 716 wins and owns a .782 winning percentage, which includes 268 wins, 59 losses, and 1 tie, so annoying, right, in ACC play. FSU has won at least 40 games in all but 1 full season under Alameda, hitting the 50-win plateau 6 times, including 54 and 58 the last 2 years. Yes, you may clap at that. Including her time as UNLV's head coach, Coach Alameda has directed her programs to 873 victories. Prior to Florida State, she led UNLV to 157 wins and a 2005, they're here too, and a 2005 NCAA regional appearance, and was named Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year twice. My favorite stat about Lonni is that her players absolutely love playing for her. At this time, please enjoy the video highlighting the career of Lonni Alameda.
Lonni Alameda's path to the NFCA Hall of Fame reflects the experience that have made her one of the top coaches in the history of the sport. An outstanding all-around athlete, Alameda began her collegiate playing career as a pitcher at St. Mary's University in San Antonio, Texas. She transferred to Oklahoma in 1989 and played both softball and volleyball for the Sooners. She was a 2-time All-Big 8 selection as a first and third baseman in 1991 and 1992. Alameda met with immediate success in coaching as an assistant at Berry College in Florida in 1994 and 1995, as well as getting international experience as an instructor with the Aruba and Spanish national teams. In 1996, she was named the pitching coach at Stanford. In over 8 seasons, she helped guide the Cardinal to a 320, 179, and 1 record and 6 straight NCAA regional appearances. 3 Stanford pitchers earned All-America honors under her tutelage. When UNLV was looking for a new head coach to revitalize their program prior to the 2004 season, Alameda's already impressive resume and proven success got the attention of the Rebels. Her plan for the program, clear focus on the expectations and goals for her team, and boundless enthusiasm made the then 34-year-old Alameda their choice to lead the squad. In just her 2nd season at UNLV and as a head coach, she led UNLV to the first NCAA tournament appearance in school history. In fact, it was the first time the Rebels had ever had a winning season. She was named the 2005 Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year, as well as the NFCA West Region Coach of the Year, following that landmark season at UNLV. She would go on to win a 2nd Conference Coach of the Year honor following her 3rd season in 2007. At the same time, Alameda was making a splash as a coach on the international stage. From 2004 to 2008, she helped in the development of Canada's national team. She aided Canada up until the 2004 Summer Olympics and resumed as an assistant following the Rebels' 2005 season. In the summer of '06, Canada qualified for the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, China. Alameda spent the summer of '08 with the Canadian team, which ended its quest for the gold with a fourth-place finish at the Beijing Olympics. Alameda went back to the Olympics in the summer of 2021 with Canada as their pitching coach in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. In 2009, legendary Florida State head coach Dr. Joanne Graff announced her retirement, leaving a vacancy on one of the premier programs that attracted an amazing level of interest from some of the biggest names in the history of the game. And at age 39, and with just 5 years of head coaching experience, the Seminoles believed enough in Lonni Alameda to entrust one of its most successful programs at a school that deeply valued women's athletics. And neither Florida State nor Lonni have looked back since.
She's just been exceptional, and I think her embracing the tradition of excellence in Florida State that we've had in the softball program has just been phenomenal. She cares about the student athletes. She's obviously a great technician of the game of softball.
She's just that person that really pours into her people. She's really always been about the people, and I think that's what makes her so successful, and she's like that on the field, and now behind the scenes I'm kind of learning that she's very similar, very competitive, very driven, very organized.
She's obviously very caring. She puts all of that above the wins and losses, which I think is a very rare thing in the coaching climate in today's society. She takes care of her people, she looks after them, she invests in them.
She opened up her eyes and really demanded the most of us, and that took my game to the next level when I was a member of the Canadian team and then coming here to Florida State. She's always held that standard, no matter where we were, no matter who we were around, who we were playing, and I just think that's really, really unique and special.
In 15 seasons at Florida State, Alameda has been nothing short of sensational. She won her first ACC Coach of the Year award in 2013 and won it again in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, and in 2023. She was the Stam Musial Award winner in 2018. She and her staff were named the NFCA National Coaching Staff of the Year that same season. And of course, she led the Noles to the 2018 NCAA National Championship.
And on the 10th try, the Florida State Seminoles have won their first national championship.
In addition to the 2018 national title, the Seminoles reached the national championship finals in 2021 and 2023. Alameda has won 873 games over her career, with 716 coming as the head coach at Florida State, including 268 against ACC opponents alone. She has led the Noles to 9 conference tournament championships, 7 ACC regular season championships, 15 NCAA tournament appearances, which includes FSU's active streak of 14 in a row. While Alameda's on-field success is remarkable, she has been equally influential in the lives of her players off the field.
Coach has changed my life as a player, as a coach. Now I'm leading the Canadian national team. I wouldn't have been here without her, and I wouldn't have been in this position I am, so 100% changed my life.
I got here and I left here a completely different person. I would say I am who I am because of her, because of what she gave me. I would say one of the biggest things I learned from Coach is just to take a really good perspective on life, a perspective of gratitude, a perspective of love, always challenging to be the best version of myself because that's how she is for us.
She and her program are absolutely dedicated to public service, winning countless recognitions on both the regional and national scene. As demanding as she is on her charges as students, she is equally determined that their academic and student life endeavors are in the right priority.
I have been at Florida State for 13 years now. She's always been true to herself and you know, looking after her people first and being sort of people-driven. She's grown, and I think everyone around her has been forced to grow as well.
Lonni is now going into the Hall of Fame as the Florida State head coach. And I think that says a lot about Florida State and the emphasis they put on women's athletics and Florida State softball. And you can tell by the crowds, the TV ratings, all of those things that the sport has continued to grow. And I think that's just exceptional, and Lonni has continued to do that.
Clearly, Lonni Alameda is an inductee for whom Florida State University, the ACC, and the sport of softball are rightfully proud.
Let's welcome to the podium 2023 NFCA Hall of Fame inductee, Lonni Alameda.
Thank you, support group. Thank you. The one tie, Hutch. Gotcha. Yes, good times. Wow, super cool. First time I've ever had to write a speech, and time, and really cool. So bear with me as I work through this here. They say pressure is a privilege, and the pressure I'm feeling now being up here right now is with great privilege. It is really, really cool. So thank you for this. Already. All right, so I'm the lead off of this lineup, and I would like to kind of think of it as the opener of the staff. Nate, I told you I'd give you a call out on that one. Thanks. What makes a good opener in a pitching staff is someone that sticks to their skill sets. So I definitely should do something corny and fun, like a little dance or something like that, because that's me. But we all know an epic selfie is involved right here. So I'd like the Hall of Famers to please join me in an epic selfie here with the group. Ready? Awesome. I want to say thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee, the NFCA, T-Will, for giving me this opportunity to grow up here. Thanks, T-Will. It's good. I'd like to acknowledge the fellow recipients, say congratulations. Super excited to hear your stories. I think I was just texting Sipple here earlier. This has always been my favorite part. I mean, I love the convention, I love learning, but to me, sitting here in this room and hearing the stories of those became for us is really, really cool. So having a glass of wine is really nice. Maybe a bottle or 2 bottles or 3, I don't know where we're at, you know. I've been in the back of the room, enjoy it back there, it's good. When we laugh, we cry, and then just, you know, share the stories of the people that have shaped our game. And it's truly an enjoyable evening. So cheers to you all, you know, up here, and we all get to share this evening together, and I'm really excited. I'd like to recognize the Hall of Famers that made this honor an honor. If you think about that line that was here before, to all the retired Hall of Famers, you've stood here before me, and you've set the standard. You've lived a life of legendary moments on and off the field, and even though we still have our challenges, we are thankful for the seeds that you planted that we're reaping the benefits of today. I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to grow as a person, a coach, and a mentor for this game. I challenge myself and all of you to keep building and achieving higher levels for this amazing sport. It's the theme this year is just to say yes, and I think it's a great one for us all to keep following. I was fortunate to follow one of the greats in Coach Joanne Graff at Florida State. And to this day, we're gonna give her a second here. And to this day, she is a huge support of me and our team. She gave everything for this game, and I know she'll be there for the next me, the next generation of coaches. So Coach Graff, please stand with us. I'll give you a round of applause. As for the Hall of Famers still coaching in the game, I'm excited to join you in holding a standard. I believe the responsibility of every coach is a great one. To use our experiences to assist our game, to continue to grow our game with integrity and respect. I'm very grateful that the sport has given us this opportunity. I struggled trying to figure out what to say tonight, what message I should share. To be completely honest, it's always hard to talk about yourself. Get a little emotional, but I Googled some things to help me work through it, so. I did play during the white ball era. So there you go, Mead. That's a bingo, Mead. There you go. Yeah, bingo. They're playing bingo over there, and that's good. I did play the white ball era, and there's a few of us here that can speak of those days. And some of us experienced it. It wasn't documented too well. I was asked for some photos and some videos, and I tried to find the 2 or 3 clips, which they found. I didn't have a VHS player or the VHS tape, but they found it somewhere, so that was pretty fun. But I get to share my opportunities and celebrate my journey with you tonight. So as I tell our players all the time, Alameda, get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and let's get after it. So I guess to start off my Hall of Fame speech, I have to start from the start, my family, which Karen told me not to talk about my family, but I'm going anyway, so that's where the emotions come in. It's all where we pull our coaching styles from. When I reflect on this, I just think of my upbringing and all the wonderful adventures. I have a small, tight-knit family. The deep breathing, good breath, okay, good. Thanks. My mom, my dad, my brother, and he might be on Insta Live there with T-Will, my brother, but they're not here tonight. But it's gonna be a fun little Christmas time for us to spend together and watch this video. My mama drove a school bus. My dad dabbled in numerous things. He sold drapes, he was in real estate, owns a car wash. You always go to the local bar and they call him Bubbles, super cute. A simple family of 4. But we loved the adventures of travel. My mom loved horseback riding, and so did I. We ventured to horse shows here and there, but it was the trail riding and the camping in the mountains under the stars that built memories for me to respect the outdoor lifestyle. My pops and my brother were into motorbikes, hunting, fishing, and as a family, we put those adventures together many times. I learned so much about myself, traveling, enjoying nature, and I believe I now apply many of those lessons to my coaching lifestyle. I cannot remember needing anything in life, but I also knew we didn't really have it all. Yet at the same time, I felt like we had it all. My mom was so great in making birthday parties and events so unique and different. I remember one time for my brother's birthday party, we had a little game fun planned, and one of the competitions was, get this here, a cow patty toss. How far can you send that cow patty? And all of our friends loved it. They loved it. My brother and I were mortified. But it taught me later in life that doing things a little different was okay. It's about making memories and having fun. I'm so glad my mom shared that message with my brother and me. We also learned growing up that if anyone ever needed a place to leave a car, a boat, a trailer, or maybe even a horse, my family was all in to help. Heck, if someone needed a place to stay, they came over to Rancho de Rocas, and you had a place to stay in our barn if you needed it. The Ranch of the Rocks, as we called it, our little patch of land in Northern California, was a place that if anyone ever needed help, they could come to. And I believe this has created my want to help people because my family was so giving and sharing. So I'm very thankful for my grandparents, my brother, Aaron, and my parents for all their lessons, and how they shaped me today, and the experiences, how they shaped me today. All right, that's my parents, good. Okay, here we go. I love you, parents, yes. As for my sports journey, it's unbelievable to think, although we did see that big hair, it's a different era, right? Did rock that big hair. Unbelievable to think that my career in this game started on a field playing for a Bobby Sox Little League in a skirt and a blouse. I then later moved onto actual t-shirts and shorts when I played for the Interiors by Bob squad. My father's drape business was our proud sponsor, and my softball journey officially began. I started playing softball at a young age, but I also played basketball, played volleyball, dabbled in golf, and of course rode horses. And boy, I love traveling and camping, as I said. So crazy enough, I did not choose this sport. However, I think it chose me. I ended up in the softball because it encompassed everything I was: competitive, driven, outdoorsy, social, and a traveler. Through all my opportunities to get involved in athletics, it's the one I kept going back to, and once I was in it, I loved it. I spent hours and hours, early mornings, late nights, working at the game. Well, I spent many, many, many late nights, not a lot of early mornings for those who know me. But no matter what, I loved it. I was all in. I'm not sure how to explain what the white and yellow ball has done for me, but I know because of it, I've been allowed to experience and impact so many other journeys along the way. I know there was a time when my father asked me, he said, "Lonni, what are you going to do when this softball thing ends?" Implying, when are you going to go get a real job? And I was right there with him, as the opportunities for growth and advancement were very, very limited. So I honestly was not sure. But as most of my life, I just journeyed on. I stayed on the course to take advantage of all my opportunities. And as much as I did not believe in 5-year plans, softball turned out to be my 5, my 10, my 20, and now 30 years on the diamond. Very, very lucky. My start into coaching began with a call to Lisa Novice. Lisa, where are you over there? Yep, Lisa Novice. At Barry University in Miami Shores. I just needed a chance to get to Florida to follow my then boyfriend who was playing for the Tigers organization. The things we do for relationships, right? When Lisa called me and said she had a little funding for me, I was all in, packed up my little 280Z with my life belongings, got up early, headed south from Norman, Oklahoma to Miami, Florida. Back then, you followed maps on a map, not maps on an app. Shockingly, I did not calculate my travel very well, and my 22-hour road trip did not disappoint. I eventually arrived close to midnight a few days later, having never met Lisa in person. She opened her door and said, "Hello, welcome, here's the couch, stay as long as you want." And so my coaching journey began. Thank you, Lisa. You are my start, and your generosity does not go unnoticed. There's the ugly cry. Okay. I'm going to really enjoy that bottle of wine. All right. I laugh when I reflect on some moments that I have lived in this game as a coach. Some are amazing and some not so glamorous, but I'm sure some of you in this room can relate. When I coached at Stanford, our field was not on campus. It was a recreational field, and at times we had to take care of it ourselves. I think of how silly I must have looked sitting on the back of John Rittman, and I know he's in here where you are, John. Yeah, somewhere in here. Yep, there we are. Sitting on the back of Rittman's truck, holding that drag in my hands, bundled up because it was cold outside and dust was swirling all around us. It was all we knew, but how excited were we when we finally got a field on campus, complete with a field person and our very own drag. There was another time on that same rec field when we finally got enough funding for a tarp. I went out to set up practice and realized a homeless man had cut a hole in the middle of the tarp to build a tent. I was so frustrated, I stomped straight to the train tracks to let him know just how important that tarp was for our program. However, he didn't seem to have the same care and love for the program that I did. But seeing the Taj Mahal that's being built on the farm today, and with 2 of our former players leading the way in Jess and Tori, it is just a small reminder for how far this game has come, and so very, very cool. And I thank John for everything he allowed me to do and grow as a coach. There was another time at UNLV when we were hosting a 30-team tournament to raise funds for our program. Of course, it rained all day, which doesn't happen much in the desert. I mean, that's why teams come to play in the Desert Classic. But you do what you do. I went out and purchased tarps to save the field, 10 of them. They were all over the field. It was like patches on a quilt. And then there was the cat litter, because back in those days we didn't have funding for turfus. Thankfully, my mom was there with her horse trailer, and we were able to load it up with many bags of the good-smelling kind of cat litter. And we got those fields ready. But I've never been so gassed and smelly of cat litter after a full weekend of games, but hey, it takes what it takes, right? We all know that. I can also remember while coaching at UNLV, we were playing in a tournament at the University of Arizona. And the game was tied in the 7th. I was coaching third, held up a runner that possibly could have scored to win the game. However, I almost got booed off the field by those Arizona fans as they were becoming impatient because they just wanted to see their Wildcats play. Thankfully, we were able to win the game in the 8th, and I was hooked. I love the excitement for that moment to hear the roar of that crowd, even if it wasn't for me about the game being over. And it was something I really, really wanted to build and be a part of. From humble beginnings to being late to the national championship game. Yeah, me late. I know that doesn't surprise many people, but in the biggest time in my career, I read the timing protocol wrong. So needless to say, we were late. We rolled up to the Hall of Fame Stadium with 10 minutes left in our warm-up, but thankfully we rocked it as a team. We had so much fun during our out-of-routine pregame. However, I truly think this helped our girls settle in and not make the moment bigger than it was. The team did their thing, winning the first title for Florida State in the ACC. It's just a few vivid moments etched in memory, but they're also memories for players, coaches, boosters, and staff. I am so lucky that I've fallen in love with all aspects of this profession because I do not feel like it's a job. I am grateful softball picked me. Over the year, I've had a few people say congrats on the Hall of Fame, and I was not certain how to respond or feel about it. I am far, far, far from being done, Mr. Alford. And I love it so much. But then I started to realize it's a celebration of a journey. This journey has been about so many players and staff members that have grown through this game too. So many alumni that will randomly share a text of a memory that was life-changing for them because of their experience as a softball player. I know we're only a split second of their time in their lives, but the second can be life-changing due to the commitment it takes to be a part of a team. And this is something I cherish and love. I love the transformational side of coaching. To think of the growth that I made as a college athlete. Learning who I was, it was something that I've never forgotten. So I hope I can continuously lead players in transformational side of coaching in a very transactional world. I want to thank so many people for the little moments that have poured into me, but goodness, that would take forever, and Carol needs to get up here. But I do have a few more, Carol, so. Every day I come into the office and I get to be around a staff that's all in. I'm indebted to you, Troy, Travis, Raph, KT, Ellie, Kyler, and Bailey. It has been a joy to be by your side and to continue to grow from our morning meetings that can last 2.5 hours of fun talk, to being on the field and having headsets in our chats. I love you like family, and I thank you that you love this program like it's your own too. Then there's some former staff members that still impact me by their passion for this game. Bryce Craig, Christian Kendra Pick. When I get to see you, it's like we've never been apart. The genuine humans you are, I absolutely love. I would like to send cheers to my wonderful administration that they allow me to run this program my very own corny way. From the support of our president and First Lady, Richard J. McCullough, to our athletic director, Michael Alford, and his amazing wife, Laura, and then my direct boss, Cindy Hartman. Cindy and Michael are here today. Your time to be here doesn't go unnoticed. You're fresh off of a soccer team's national championship run, and you're now celebrating me and the game of softball. The two of you rock. The more administrators see our value and the more our sport continues to grow, we all appreciate your being here tonight. However, the most impressive part to me is that both of you have personal relationships with all of our players, and it's right in line with our staff values too, and I'm beyond grateful that you are here. I'd also like to recognize, I was really gonna be good at this one, and I saw his picture, but my main man upstairs, Monk Bonassort, who hired me. Kid's so quiet. Thank you. I think that's someone I saw earlier today, like, help me, yes, good. I want to also thank the main man upstairs, Monk Bonassort, who hired me with a huge heart for the Seminoles and what the Unconquered Spirit embodies. He has a quote we cherish and try to live by. What you give today, you keep forever, and what you kept today, you lose forever. I thank you, Monk, for allowing me to be a part of this great university, Florida State. For the boosters that are attending anything Knoll softball, because they are like family, Scott and Kirsten are here tonight. I am sure enjoying a great bottle of wine and a vintage bottle of wine with stories to tell. The McMullins, the Morcombs, the JC, so many more that have helped our vision grow. I thank you, and I hope you know how special you are and how much you are a part of this softball journey. To the alumni, players, and managers that give me inspiration and love when I need it. Swim, Mo, Pedro, Calcar, Smags, Britt, Maris, Dana, Fernie, Lacey, Mace, to name a few that are here tonight. I know there's so many more, including Team 41, who's back in Tallahassee, but you're all in my heart daily. If any of you have been to my office, where Ellie says a scrapbook threw up in it, she's not wrong. Yes, she's not wrong. I would say it's like a reflection vision board. It reflects how much the alumni have made a mark on me. They have made me a better person, and they've impacted me beyond words. So their notes, pictures, silly knickknacks, ducks, snow globes, pillows, etc., are all over my office. The constant reminder that their impact to the program, along with inspiring me with the vision that my wonderful job is about them, they are why I do what I do. So to all of you who have put the jersey on to compete, thank you for trusting me and growing me. While we all know that if the players do not believe or trust the coaching staff, then I'm not here on the stage tonight. We won the national championship in 2018, and I got back to my phone later that night. And there was text chains from Barry alumni, UNLV alumni, Stanford alumni, Team Canada, and the proud Florida State alumni. I even had a text thread from my teammates when I was at Oklahoma. Yes, OU still cheers for me. One day. It's just unbelievable how lucky we are to coach the people in this game that always show up and always give back. I know Jim Beatty is here in the room too, and he's a huge reason for my opportunities, and I'm very grateful to bring me to Cal State Norman. We always talk to all the California girls. In closing, I want to share a comment someone said to me while recruiting. I hope it'll sum up my journey for you all. They asked me about my opinion on a rule change, and I gave my answer, to which they replied, "You know, that's so you. You always do it different, and that's something I admire about you." I didn't really know how to respond, but after I mulled it around, I can tell you that I've always challenged myself to do things a bit differently, and one of them is to keep a people-first vision. I've been lucky enough to win championships and to hoist a national championship trophy. It's amazing, don't get me wrong, it's amazing. But I can say there's nothing like filling your soul with the work of a group to achieve a goal with a people-first mindset. In the end, it's not so much about the wins and trophies and rings, but it's the fact that people feel part of something bigger and we're able to contribute to that goal. I cannot think of anything bigger than to be a part of this Hall of Fame and to help grow the game of softball. Again, it's about the people in this room, and particularly the ones that I mentioned tonight, that made this journey special. This is just so much more. This is just as much as your reward as it is mine. And I thank you for being part of my softball journey. My dad didn't know this softball thing was going to take me 30 years later. But thanks to you all, it's been one hell of a ride, and I'm so very, very thankful. Thank you.